going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chunky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a great day so far. Happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Yeah, I really do. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Hope it was safe. Hopefully you didn't do anything dumb. But if you did something dumb, you probably wouldn't be watching right now. So yeah, there's that. All right, you guys want to watch some court? I want to watch some court. I've got a random night. These cases, I think the oldest one is about a week old. I'm just going through my my court library at this point because there wasn't much court today. There actually was some though. We had a couple courts open. I played a couple cases of those in my videos from this morning, but yeah. So it's probably going to be the same thing tomorrow, and then we have the weekend. So we're going to be going into my vault for the next 3 days. Hopefully I can find something entertaining for everybody. I think I will. I do a pretty good job, I think. All right. You guys ready? Let's go. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Court of Greenwood County, Kansas, case entitled State of Kansas versus Taylor Lee Summerlin. It's case number 2021 CR 132. Richard Paw appears as defense counsel, Jill Gillette as Greenwood County attorney. Taylor Summerlin, with the agreement of the court, appears remotely by Zoom. This matter comes before the court at this time for further proceedings in regards to a warrant to show cause alleging probation violation. Mr. Paul.
Make sure you show up for that, Graham. You don't want to miss that. You don't. I would absolutely play that video, and I would be like, I know this guy.
What are your client's intentions regarding these allegations, which include failure to contact his ISO as directed, failure to provide verification of his substance abuse treatment?
Judge, after speaking with Mr. Summerlin, he will waive his evidentiary hearing, admit to the violations with explanation, and proceed to disposition in this matter, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Paw. All right, Mr. Summerlin, you have a right to a due process hearing where the state would have the obligation of proving these allegations by a preponderance of the evidence. You can challenge the state's evidence, present your own, confront the state's witnesses unless good cause was shown, and among other lesser remedies, the court could consider just an outright revocation of your probation and order you to serve the remaining balance of your sentence locked up. Do you understand these things?
Yes, sir.
And do you waive a hearing in this case and stipulate and agree that you committed the violations which the court outlined earlier?
Yes, sir.
All right. Court finds that Mr. Summerlin has waived his right to a hearing and stipulates and agrees that he committed the violations as alleged, failing to provide verification of his substance abuse treatment and failing to contact his ISO as directed are both serious and material violations of the terms and conditions of his probation. We will turn to disposition at this point, and I'll take recommendations from the various persons involved, beginning with Jill Gillette, Greenwood County attorney.
Judge, Mr. Summerlin has had a long road in history in these matters, and this is not his first revocation. He had a revocation in December of 23. He had to contact Mr. Catley then. Needed to be following Mr. Catley's orders. So we've had quite a few issues when it comes to Mr. Summerlin. He's now over at Bel Air. This is one of those cases where everyone has gone above and beyond for Mr. Summerlin. This, I don't know if you remember, was the individual that was on fentanyl and meth at the same time. He had methadone. The doctor at Holland Pathways wanted to wait a week before accepting him. The sheriff went all the way over and got his meds from the clinic in Wichita to give him in the jail, and then he refused to take them in the jail. Lots and lots of stuff was done for him for his last revocation. He's back in treatment again today, but I don't know how long it's going to last. We're up here on another time of him not following the directions of the court, not following his court services. He had failed to report his intensive supervision officer as required. He was supposed to be contacting every Friday via phone and has failed to do so and absconded in March. His whereabouts were unknown at that time, and he failed to provide verification of his substance abuse treatment he was supposed to go to, which was all that mess we did in December for him. And he didn't complete it and didn't get all the information turned in to Mr. Ketley, and his ISOs out of Wichita have had issues with him. They've bent over backwards for him. If you remember and recall, Mr. Gonzalez did all kinds of things to help. And I am basically at a loss of what to do other than to ask for him to serve his underlying. If the court or Mr. Ketley recommends that he have sanctions and that he be reinstated, I'm going to leave it up to Mr. Ketley. Mr. Gonzalez has had to work with him out of Sedgwick County, but he just up and absconds every time and then doesn't complete his treatment. What's to say he's not going to walk out again tomorrow? And after everyone basically moved mountains because he begged and pleaded last time, he didn't comply with all of that either. So right now he's in Holland Pathways again, but for how long? And that's where I'm at, is he talks the talk, but he cannot walk the walk. And so I'm basically saying he needs to serve his underlying.
Very well. Mr. Ketley, the court has a question. Obviously, his original probation is expired by now.
Correct.
When was it extended, and when was it extended to? Perhaps Mr. Gonzalez can address it.
I believe he was extended until December 22 of 24.
Mr. Gonzalez, can you confirm that?
Bear with me just one moment.
And was that done as part of the order which stemmed from the last revocation proceeding?
Yes, at the violation hearing on December 21st, you ordered 12 months extension from his original termination date.
Okay.
Right, and I show his termination date effective 12/22/2024.
Thank you. Appreciate that, gentlemen. All right, Mr. Ketley, do you have any independent input here?
No, Your Honor, I agree with the state. I mean, I didn't put near as much effort into it as Mr. Gonzalez did, but I know he spent a lot of time trying to help Taylor, and Taylor just, he'd do okay for a little bit and then he would just take off.
Mr. Gonzalez, anything that you wish to say?
Not at this time. It sounds like he's not putting any effort into his recovery or probation. I find it convenient that he is now entered inpatient treatment again right before appearing in the court today.
Very well. Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Mr. Pa, your recommendations regarding an appropriate disposition here?
Judge, Mr. Summerlin would ask me to ask you to put him back on probation. Judge, back in March, he lost his job and he found himself homeless. He sold his phone so he could eat. According to Mr. Summerlin, he had asked Mr. Ketley to move him to 905 Corrections there in Sedgwick County, because that's where Mr. Summerlin was living, because he physically couldn't go to Eureka or basically out of the city of Wichita. So, Judge, and I'm sure Mr. Summerlin would like to address the court as well, but, Taylor has re-engaged in treatment. I've talked to his substance abuse counselor, Sarah Poole. She thinks that he is back on track, but I know it looks suspect to the court that he comes in just a couple weeks before having to face you, Your Honor, and I would acknowledge that. So, the judge, he's 25 years old. He's had a lot of substance abuse issues. I think deep down he wants to do the right thing. He just when he gets a hurdle, it just kind of shuts him down a little bit. So, Judge, that's all I have.
Mr. Summerlin, I'm going to address you personally and ask you if you have any statements that you wish to make in mitigation of punishment or anything further that you personally would like to present to the court.
All right. Hey, what's up, Terry? This is when this case gets real. Is when is it Sutherland? I don't know. Yeah, I would like to know if you guys believe him. If you guys feel sorry for him, just let me know, because I kind of believe him. I kind of feel sorry for him, but I also see the prosecution side as well. But after he talks, you might be like, man. All right, let's go.
Yes, I definitely recognize what this looks like on paper. And I made an effort when I saw this was coming after I lost my job. And before I even lost my job, I told him on my very first meeting that at some point I'm going to need to be switched to 905 because I don't have the means to go back and forth. I told him before it ever happened that I'm struggling financially. I don't always even have money for food, let alone my phone bill. So I requested more than one time to be transferred to 905, and it just kept getting kicked down the road. And when I lost my job, I was already so far behind on my bills that since I was subletting, I was out on my, pardon my language, I was out on my ass immediately. And I made it maybe 4 or 5 days, and then I sold my phone so I could have something to eat. I lived in a tent.
No, let me stop you there. What is your understanding of this term 905?
Sorry, it's the parole office here, somewhere that I could physically go. The 905 building, it's 905.
You're not on parole, are you?
No, it's corrections, but that's where like I would meet Derek. That's where the building he was housed in. I asked if I could, have access to that so that way I could still report, because I knew there was going to be issues with my phone contact. I saw that coming down the line, but after I got put out, I had nowhere to go. I couldn't go to my mom's in Eureka because she's not clean. I couldn't be there. And the only reason that I came back to rehab was because I didn't realize that when Holland electively switched me to outpatient treatment, that wasn't considered a successful completion. Like, I had no idea because they switched me to outpatient. And then when I lost my job, I had no way to get there. But in my mind, I had already finished. I was 90% of the way through the program. I wouldn't have just left. And I didn't have anywhere stable to go after that. I was living at the whim of my employer. Like, I didn't have anywhere to go. I did not want to leave. Like, when I left, I went because they said, okay, this is what your insurance is going to cover. And, we'll still be able to take care of you in outpatient treatment. You'll see us 4 or 5 days a week for this many hours a day. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm comfortable with that, I don't really have a choice in the matter. And at the time, there was family motivations as well. That was, my daughter was not getting taken care of as good as she could have been. So I left to help so I could start making money again. I didn't just electively like, oh, I'm done with this. So like, I understand what this all looks like on paper, but that's simply not what actually happened. And the reason that I agree with what you guys are saying is because you guys did bend over backwards, but I didn't just blow this off. Like, I got the rug pulled out from underneath me and I did everything I could to fix it. And to be quite honest, I didn't expect to live long enough to have to answer to this. I wasn't trying to live. I lost everything all at once. I'm not looking for a pity party, but I definitely don't agree with what you guys described that I did. That ain't true. And you should be ashamed of yourselves.
Judge, this is the same individual who ended up calling my cell phone number from the jail after the last revocation hearing.
For what purpose?
Because he was refusing his meds and were angry that they were making him take the meds. They went to extra lengths to get him, and Mr. Gonzalez and Mr. Ketley and the sheriff worked so hard to get him his anti-seizure med and his methadone to help him break the addiction to fentanyl. And he started refusing them in the jail right after we went and got them all for him and tried to help him extensively. So then he got a jailer to call my cell phone number to complain that he was being made to take his meds to help him medically so that he didn't have more seizures. So I don't want to hear any more of this. This is all the same stuff we heard at the last hearing. This exact same stuff we heard at the last hearing.
All right. Sometimes she comes across a bit of a Karen. Now, what she said, I'm gonna say that it's true. She's a prosecutor. She wouldn't be lying. But the tone that she just used, it was inappropriate for him to call her. That is absolutely true. She should have put that on the record. But yeah. Anyways, Heather. All right, let's go.
May I respond to that?
You certainly may.
Okay. I definitely noticed that there was refusal for some of the meds because I wasn't allowed to take partial doses. And shaking your head doesn't mean anything. I was there. I was told by the rehab that I could not go to rehab until my dose was at 25 milligrams a day. And I was getting 50 milligram doses for one day. So I had to either break them in half, which wasn't allowed, or not take it at all. So I tried to push through and just not take it so I could go to rehab. Like, yeah, one of the motivations was I didn't want to be in jail, but I'm not trying to just say that I didn't want to take it. Oh, I don't care that you guys did this for me. That's just not fair. And I've never been homeless before in my life, so you can't say that that's what happened.
All right.
Like,
All right. Hang on.
Your Honor,
Mr. Summerlin.
Your Honor, I can attest to the fact that that was one of the requirements for him to get into Holland Pathways was a reduction in medication.
All right.
Be up to a certain dose on methadone.
And at Bel Air, where I'm at right now, again, I only came here because I didn't know the completion wasn't like I didn't technically complete on paper, even though I went through the whole program. And Bel Air allows me to take my methadone. I never quit taking my methadone after I got outside of Holland. Like
I identify the facility that you're currently in.
Bel Air Recovery Center.
Okay. And are they affiliated with another provider?
No, my counselor says no, they're not.
How is it that you became admitted to what appears to be an inpatient facility?
I asked them to admit me. I came and I put the effort in to be admitted. Like, no one sent me here. I called admissions and I got myself a bed date.
All right. When did you check into the facility?
The 14th.
Judge, if I may clarify, I believe I sent a copy of a letter to your assistant and Miss Gillette from Bel Air Recovery Center.
All right. What is your?
Yeah, I do too, Phil. I agree with that 100%. Again, I don't disagree with what she's saying. Just, I don't know. And I think she's being a little harsh, but it sounds like she has some history with this guy. So she has a reason to be. I didn't see the first part of this video or the first part of his history. This is the first reaction I have to him. And I mean, to me, he sounds like he's legit. He's trying to get help. He's trying to do everything. But that's just me. I'm a sucker, and it's a holiday, so my heart might be a little bit oversized tonight.
Expected out date?
The 14th of December, and that's a tentative discharge. That means that it could be before, it could be a little bit after, but no more than a week in either direction.
Based on the course experience, generally inpatient facilities best address people that need detoxification. somebody who's in the throes of serious drug addiction and are still using.
Yes.
But you're not supposed to be using at all, which is a message that we sent you 2.5 years ago when you were originally sentenced.
No, Your Honor, I absolutely did relapse when I tried to hurt myself. I tried to just finish it. That's what I meant by I didn't expect to have to answer to you guys. I was done. I had nowhere else to go, and I was living in a tent. I was ready to be done.
So what do you think should happen today, Mr. Summerlin?
I think that this is a moment where everyone is mad at me, and I understand that, but I've never been in this position before in my life. Everyone just looks at it like it is on paper. I know I deserve another chance. I've been busting my ass to make this work. I've never once pretended like I didn't mess up, and I'm not sitting here and said, oh, pity me. And that's not true. That didn't happen. I've owned every single thing that you guys have said, every bit of it. But how it looks on paper is it's extremely robotic. It's not human. That doesn't account for what was happening. I don't know if any of you have ever lived in a tent, but I know what it's like to have to go find a bridge that's not adjacent with the wind so I could sleep, so I wasn't freezing. I know what it's like to go 4 or 5 days without food. That's what the last few months have been for me. I haven't been just living it up, absconding. I had to beg, and that just breaks you. I barely I didn't expect to be able to get out of jail, but I called my ex-employer that was supposed to be helping me with the job, and he said, well, I'll bail you out, but you're working at an extremely low rate. And I didn't even, I was working for free. I was literally working for free. I didn't have anything or anyone. I was lucky to get a friend to let me stay on a couch one night a week, if that. Everything I own is in a duffel bag here. Everything I own. I lost everything else. I had a car before that was mine. It got impounded, and I couldn't get it back. Everything I own fits in a backpack. And like I said, I don't have anywhere else to go that's safe for me. I didn't relapse while I was out on the street because I wanted to get high. I was trying to kill myself. This is callous. This is extremely callous. They're describing me like a crook. That's just not me. I've done everything I can to make this work. I told him before it was an issue that I needed to be able to report here or I was going to fail. I guess at the end of the day, you guys are either gonna hear me and understand what I was going through, or you're gonna throw the book at me. I don't have any control over that, but the way that it was described is not at all what happened. I
Judge,
own what I did wrong.
he's already been sanctioned once by the supervising officer for 2 days. The court sanctioned him. And then he's also been in custody with Harvey County recently in October. And he has had other law enforcement contact. So he has been at Sedgwick County and at Harvey County in the meantime. And the Sedgwick County dates were back in May, and the Harvey County was in October.
Respond to that.
A moment. Yes, you may.
Okay, those were all not new cases whatsoever. They were WAPT charges and stuff that got brought back up, and I didn't have an address for them to let me know that I had court, so it just went into bench warrant status. None of those were newly acquired charges. It was stuff that happened before. I didn't get in any trouble. They just came and got me.
And Your Honor, just to clarify, he was reporting to Sedgwick County till he was kicked out of treatment, and they sent him back. And I had him reporting by phone because I knew he couldn't make it over here.
Thank you, Mr. Catlin. Mr. Summerlin, one thing that puzzles me is that I have in your file an appearance bond, which apparently was done over in Harvey County with the assistance of B&K Bonding. out of Salina. This court had set on your arrest warrant to show cause $3,000 cash or surety. How does a penniless, homeless guy like you make that $3,000 bond?
Like I said, my ex-employer bailed me out so he could get cheap labor out of me, an obscene number of hours in exchange for me bailing you out at this. And that's exactly what happened. That's what I meant by working for free.
Very well. The court has heard all of the recommendations that have been made today. Mr. Summerlin, in the interest of justice, this court is going to presuppose that there was an appropriate professional evaluation done of your then current condition, which led to you being admitted to an inpatient, essentially a detox facility, where you currently are. It also is logical that it's going to be one of those traditional 30-day programs where you would have an expected out date about December the 14th. Court considers it in the best interest of this offender and in the interest of justice to allow you to complete that. If nothing else, if there is benefit to be received from the program that you're currently in, you're essentially well into it. The court wants to see you complete it. Now, I don't know exactly how you're paying for it, and I'm not going to get into that. But I'm going to also presuppose that what you've represented here is correct and that you're going to be in this facility till approximately December the 14th. This court will therefore then defer its announcement on disposition until Thursday, December the 26th, which is my next Greenwood County court date. Mandy, can you suggest an afternoon time that we can resume proceedings in this case and the court can announce an appropriate disposition?
1:15 p.m.
Mr. Paul?
Doesn't make me happy, but I'll be there.
All right. December 26th, 1:15 p.m. Summerlin, you're going to be out of there December the 14th or around that date. You should have no problem arranging transportation. I don't care if you have to ride a bicycle or even walk, but you're going to appear at the Greenwood County Courthouse in Eureka. I don't know where else you would participate from after you're released from the facility, and you're not going to be at the facility anymore. So the one place I know that you can participate from is the Greenwood County Courthouse in Eureka, Kansas. You're going to have to use whatever resources that you have available to you to make sure you're there. And only that location. It's the only one I'll approve. I am deferring your disposition, I think, to benefit you. Therefore, you will have 12 days to get yourself to Eureka and to participate from the Greenwood County Courthouse location on that date. And that is 1:15 p.m. on December 26th.
Understood. Your Honor, I don't know how else to ask, so I'll just be straight. Like, I've been looking into sober living places here. Is that something I should just not worry about doing? Because
We're recommending you go to.
At this point, I want you to successfully complete the inpatient program that you're in.
Thank you so much, Biggin. This one, there's only about a minute left of this, so I'll give you a proper thank you in about 1 minute. But I'm going to let this one finish up real quick.
And show up for court on December the 26th at 1:15. I make no promises here.
Understood.
I just believe that it's in the interest of justice for you to complete this program that you're in.
Whoever is the individual feeding him information at the treatment facility shouldn't be doing so. He has an attorney to take care of legal advice.
So noted. I do appreciate the facility and their staff working with this individual that obviously needs their help and assistance. December 26, 1:15, with Summerlin appearing at the Greenwood County Courthouse in Eureka, Kansas. This will be a Zoom proceeding for all other participants, but I want you to participate from that location. I have no doubt that they'll have effective Zoom audio and video for you to participate fully at that time, Mr. Summerlin, even if you don't have a phone.
Understood.
Okay. Because he's in inpatient treatment, I'm not necessarily going to establish any reporting requirements between now and time of December the 26th, unless Mr. Gonzalez or Mr. Ketley specifically requests that. Okay, I see no.
No.
So just make sure you're in Eureka and ready to participate further in your dispositional phase of this proceeding, December 26th at 1:15, Mr. Summerlin.
I'll be there.
All right. If there's nothing further at this time, the Summerlin matter will be in recess.
All right. I started off heavy tonight. Well, sorry guys. I did start off a little heavy. First and foremost, Big In, thank you so much, my friend, for the raid. I appreciate it. I had to dip out when the turkeys were crossing the street, so I got to go back and finish your video. I'll do that after my live tonight, but I do appreciate the raid. Welcome, Raiders. We just finished a heavy one. We're gonna get to the funny, into the lighthearted, into the weird. We're about to get to those. So you guys came in at a perfect time. Also, Sparkle Poots, thank you so much for the super chat. Colin, thank you so much for streaming this eve. Yeah, you're welcome. You are welcome. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. Biggin does rock. Biggin does rock. Okay, let's move on. We gotta wash the taste out of our mouths from that last one. Let's get a little let's change our pace a little bit. What do we got next? Let's see. All right, here we go. Yeah, you guys are gonna like this one. This is traffic court. This is always fun. Let's go.
Calling case number 24RO07838. This is People versus Nick Adam Filco. That's you?
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Filco. You were present earlier today when the court explained the nature of an informal hearing. True?
True.
And the court also explained you must select from one of.
All right, this is really, really loud. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. I don't know why this clip just came through so loud. So, yeah, okay. Hopefully this helps a little.
Three options to protect your own rights, correct?
Correct.
Thank you. Mr. Filco, the citation before the court indicates, pardon me, that on October the 4th of this year, at 8:08 in the morning, you were operating a 2019 Acura gray in color on Main Street, northbound at or near Farnham, in the city of Royal Oak. And at that place and time, you disobeyed a traffic signal. Officer Story's remark, which appears on your ticket, says officer stationary south of Farnham. So that's somewhere near the former aquarium shop. Vehicle car length behind stop bar when signal turned red. Vehicle was going visual estimate of 33 to 35. The citation is not for speeding or any other infraction, but for disobey traffic control device. You may, if you wish, admit responsibility in this matter. You can admit with an explanation, or you may deny responsibility and will swear the parties and take proofs. What do you wish the court to do?
Can I ask one quick question? So
Sure.
is that so the citations, I ran a red light?
Correct.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to deny.
That's fine.
Because
Gentlemen, would you please raise your right hands? You both solemnly swear the testimony you shall give before this court.
Straight to the point. I love it. No, it's like, no, sir. That was a yes or no question. You asked the question when I asked you a question. So we're already off on a bad foot. Let's go. Let's move it on. Move it along. I've got 20 people on this docket.
Shall be the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Thank you very much. Officer Story, you have the burden. Please proceed.
Your Honor, I do not have a copy of my ticket with me. I apologize. The notes that you did read are correct. I was stationary facing north. The vehicle was approximately 1.5 car lengths behind the stop bar when the light changed from yellow to red. And the driver proceeded through the light.
Thank you. Was there anything exigent occurring? Did there appear to be another vehicle pursuing Mr. Filco or anything of that nature?
Nothing that I was aware of that led me to believe that there was something else that caused him to go through that light, or I had the exact vehicle.
Did he make you aware of any exigent circumstances during the traffic stop?
Not that I can recall. I'm not sure with my notes if I have anything there. I don't recall him saying anything else.
And you were in a unit facing north on the east side of Main Street.
Correct.
So
And
your
only I
vantage point
secured
is,
one stationary radar and also watch the intersection for the signal.
okay. And your vantage point is plus or minus a block from the traffic thing.
Correct.
Okay. Thank you very much. You obviously have the right to rebuttal if you choose to use it. Mr. Philco, what do you want the court to know?
What I'd like the court to know is the reason why I denied the charges, because I have no idea if I ran the red light, because I was on my way to breakfast. I think it was on a Sunday morning. Wasn't in a hurry, and I saw the police car in my rearview mirror coming, so fast. I immediately pulled over in front of, I think it was Hollywood Market, figuring he was going to pass me, like something serious was happening. And then the next thing I know, he's pulling me over. I had no idea why I was being pulled over.
Okay.
It was a Sunday morning and I was going to breakfast.
Okay. So let me make sure, for the sake of the clarity on the record, that I understand you correctly. You don't know whether or not the signal was red, but you were alarmed at the fact that you parked to get out of the way. So sirens lights over to the right, and it was in fact you who were the subject of the traffic stop, and that surprised you.
I was
so far?
That is correct.
Okay. What happened next?
He aggressively came up to my car, telling me that I ran a red light, and I was in complete shock. I just was now taken aback of the aggression that I was approached. And I was like thinking to myself, what did I do? I mean, I immediately pulled over when I saw the sirens in my rearview mirror. I'm thinking, oh my God. And then when he pulled me over, I was like, what did I do?
Okay. What else?
I mean, we're talking about people with the best defenses ever. I mean, this ranks up there. I had no idea what was going on. The officer was mean to me, Your Honor. Dismiss the charge. Dismiss it.
Would you like the court to know?
That's it. I mean, like I said, I was going to breakfast at National Coney Island, not in a rush or anything.
Okay. And just again, so that the court is certain of what it heard, you said you weren't sure whether or not you ran a red signal. Is that your testimony?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any rebuttal testimony?
I stand by that he was behind the stop bar when the light turned red. If he took my how I was talking to him as aggressively, that is not how I meant to do it. I was glad that there wasn't a major accident there and no one got hurt or killed. So.
Can I rebuttal, Your Honor, or no?
No, because the rules of evidence are such that the party with the burden goes first, and then they do have the right to rebuttal. The court has heard what it believes is adequate testimony. The court makes the finding first that the burden of proof in a civil case is a mere preponderance of the evidence. Secondarily, by Mr. Philco's own testimony, he didn't know whether or not he went through the light. It appears as though, at least on the face of it, Mr. Philco, your defense or your theory of the case is because you were alarmed or aghast at the fact that there was a traffic stop, you somehow thought or think that it means no harm, no foul. The court is more concerned about the way you characterized a couple of different things. And the first is that you said that the officer came upon you like it was something serious. Honestly, if you pass through a red signal and it were different circumstances and somebody was heading eastbound on Farnham and creamed into your driver's door, we could be having this conversation at a funeral home. Okay, so that's first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The way he just blew off the fact that he ran through a red light. And he didn't say he didn't do it. He said, wasn't really even paying attention. I didn't know I did. That's not a defense. And that's what your ticket's for. If Heather's still watching, Heather got hit on her driver's side by someone that just did that. And she's still in physical therapy because of it. That happened, 4 or 5 months ago? And she's still in therapy, trying to regain strength in her wrist, her arm, and her shoulder. Yeah, it's a big deal.
But secondly, this court is a neutral, just an umpire, a humble umpire trying to do the best the court can. The officer works for a separate branch of government, but in this court's tenure, this court has never, ever seen Officer Timothy Story act in any manner other than professionalism. So the court simply wanted to make that known. And again, whether or not his hair was on fire and the court wasn't there, it really doesn't change the facts of the case in terms of whether or not you pass through a red signal. So the court is finding you responsible for that. Mr. Philco, disobey a traffic signal is a $150 fine. That is payable through the pay portal on the court's website, or you may walk a cash check or charge into this court at 400 East 11 Mile Road, Monday through Friday, between 8:30 and 4:30. That's due within 7 days. Mr. Fulco, you absolutely have the right to appeal this ruling if you choose to do so. You may perfect that appeal by posting a $150 cash bond. Within 7 days, the matter will be placed upon the formal hearing docket of the chief judge of the district, and the city at that point would be represented by City Prosecutor Ryan Kaluzny. So $150 within 7, either as a bond or as a fine. I'm glad you were unhurt. Take care.
Can I get an extension on that 150?
Not due to the fact that it was a contested. The court has to stay within the 7-day limit. Thank you.
He asked for an extension. All right. When I first saw this, I thought he said, "Can I get an exception?" All right. He wanted more time to pay the $150. I mean, he asked. The judge shot him down. So I mean, that is what it is. Yeah. That guy though. That guy. All right. Where am I here? Phil, thank you so much for the gifted membership. Welcome to the new member. Thank you so much, Phil. That is awesome. Devolve, because it's not Thanksgiving. Thank you for your super chat. Not Thanksgiving. You are in Canada. This is have you been calling it? The day before Thanksgiving Eve? No, the day after Thanksgiving Eve. Yeah, that's what you've been calling it. Yeah, okay. We're on the same page. Thank you so much. I appreciate the super chat. All right. Let's go on to the next one. What do we got next? Okay, this is a little bit of a weird one. Just saying. We're up in Washington. What is this? This is Battleground. Battleground in Washington. We got Justice Carmen. Why would I just call her Justice Carmen? This prosecutor, I like this prosecutor. I cover her all the time. The judge is awesome too. Okay, let's go.
All right, you're unmuted. Can you tell me who you are?
Ilya Tarasenko.
Oh. All right, Mr. Tarasenko.
All right, since the case hasn't really started yet, the real Tanya, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. There's no message, but I'm gonna say thank you. Here, this is what I'm gonna pretend what you just said. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I hope you had a great day. Stay safe. Don't do anything dumb, because Colin will cover you. That's what I'm gonna imagine you said. Thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate it. You probably weren't thinking that at all. You probably were thinking, can this guy please stop pausing? And I will every once in a while.
Okay, so Mr. Tarasenko, I last saw you in October. We were looking for proof of a substance use disorder evaluation or mental health evaluation. And you were supposed to get a letter when I last talked to you from your treatment provider at Arcadia Healthcare that verified your treatment status. So what do you want to tell me?
I found out that like I asked them to send you guys the verification, and they told me so you guys have to like send them a letter, like so they would send you guys some kind of information.
No.
Otherwise, they're not gonna send anything from the
Okay.
North Star Clinic.
It's your requirement
you
to
guys
have the
have to
proof.
send
It's
the
your
proof.
requirement to have the proof, sir. Your requirement to
I
get
know,
those
but they told
documents
me
to the
that
court, not ours.
Excuse me, sir. Your Honor, they said that you guys have to send them like one of, I don't know, like some kind of paperwork saying like a document, so they would send it to you guys. I don't know. That's what they said. So I'm just saying they said. So if you guys could get a hold of them, or if that's
No,
a possibility.
That's not what we do. So your responsibility is to get documentation from your treatment. You can bring it to court. You can send it to court. You can mail it to court.
I bought the
That shows you are in treatment. You need to get that. That is your responsibility.
No, I brought the paperwork last time in court, and I showed you documentation that I finished the evaluation classes.
So last time you were in court, you have the paperwork that you provided. Huh? This is Mr.
Yeah.
Tarasenko. Ilya Tarasenko.
Yes.
That's fine.
Dorina, thank you so much. That it's extremely generous of you. 10 gifted memberships. Welcome to the 10 new members, Dorina. That is so awesome. Very generous. Thank you, Dorina.
I don't have any paperwork in the file from Mr. Tarasenko. Okay.
Back in October, you checked in the court with them. For the time, and then October 17th, we had to go and prove compliance against what they today.
Yeah, that's what I have too. Yeah, we don't have any documentation, Mr. Tarasenko. You were supposed to bring paperwork that showed that you were in treatment to the court date today.
And I did bring those kind of paperwork. You said those paperwork could be like printed out, or like you have to bring me some other kind. And I called them and I'm like, can you guys send my court like documentation that I actually finished those classes? And they said they have to send us a letter or email or a fax to my counselor saying you guys need that information, that I'm not making it up. So that's the problem that we're stuck
Why
on.
would you fabricate that you need documents that show you're in treatment? You say finished. Did you finish treatment or are you in treatment?
Yes, I finished my evaluation class, my mental class evaluation, and my alcohol, whatever.
And an
like drug
evaluation recommends treatment or not, but we don't have an evaluation
They
on
don't-
file.
Yes, yes. And that file says that I do not need treatment because I'm on methadone.
Then provide that to the court.
And I'm just saying, like, I already tried, but I'll try again talking to my counselor saying, I don't know, we just go back and forth and I'll try to figure something out.
Have you signed a release of information with your treatment provider?
Yes, I did.
to send documents to Battleground Court?
Yes.
And that's on file with Arcadia Healthcare?
Probably. I don't know, but I believe so. It should be from the counselor because I talked to them. So I don't know. Him, I guess. And he said that I need a paperwork saying from the court that you guys a release of information. And then once he gets it from you guys, he will send it to you guys.
We can't release your information, Mr. Tarasenko. Only you can send a release of information. And you can release the treatment information to be sent to the court. It doesn't work the opposite way.
There was a misunderstanding. I guess if you could reschedule the court day and I'll try to figure this out.
What I can suggest is the court, I'll send a copy of the sentence order to him tomorrow that he can take into the treatment agency showing it's been ordered.
Right, the court is going to send you a copy of your judgment and sentence that shows that these are requirements. You can show that to your treatment provider, and then you need to sign a release so the treatment provider can communicate to the court, or simply the treatment provider could give you a document that shows you've been going, or give you a copy of your evaluation that says you don't need treatment, is what you're saying. Either way, we need to get documents going and exchanged, Mr. Tarasenko. Do you understand?
I understand that. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to see you back, Mr. Tarasenko, on December 12th. We need to get this process started. Do you understand me?
Yes, I understand you.
Okay. We're going to send you some documents. Are you still on third court in Battleground?
Yes.
Okay, we'll send the paperwork there. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Thank you.
I'm going to put a better note on here real quick, so don't print anything out, guys.
I have no idea what that buzzing was right at the end of that. But yeah, that guy. Yeah, that's not how it works. So much wrong with what just happened. Hopefully that guy gets it figured out. Hopefully he does. We'll see. What did they say? December 12th? Guess that's the next date. We'll see. Or he's going to jail. It's going to be one of the two. Let's see. If this is Judge Perkins, this is the last case. Let's see. Yep, we're moving on to the last one. Let's see. Am I all caught up? Nope. Otto, thank you so much for the gifted membership. Welcome to the new member. Otto, thank you so much. I appreciate it, bud. I appreciate it. All right, last one. I haven't played Judge Perkins in a while, so I decided to throw a Judge Perkins clip in here. Hope you guys enjoy it. We love Judge Perkins.
Tantia Lewis, case number D791237. State your name for the record, Ms. Lewis.
Tantita LaShawn Lewis.
So, Tita, I'm sorry. Good morning. Ms. McCall, can you put your appearance on the record, please?
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Myra McCall on behalf of the Probation Department.
All right, today is the date and time. We'll call it set for a review. It's Ms. Lewis entered into this agreement in 2009 to plead to operating while visibly impaired. For some reason, this thing is still open. What's going on? No. I
did. At least I said it out loud. I don't know if I was muted or not. I'll do it again though. I don't want to miss it. Tharina, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Extremely generous of you. Welcome to the 10 new members. Thank you so much, Tharina. Okay. All right. Thank you. I actually started thinking I forgot it or I missed it or maybe I was muted. I remember saying it though. Anyway, thanks again, Tharina.
Your Honor, she pled guilty on September 24th, 2009, and the court ordered a substance abuse evaluation, and she's scheduled for sentencing on November 19th, 2009, and she failed to appear. Then on June 2nd, 2023, the warrant was canceled, and she was arraigned on a warrant on a bench warrant on June 16th, 2023. And she was instructed to complete the substance abuse evaluation, and a review was held on November 27th, 2023. And she was scheduled for sentencing on January 23rd, 2024. And it was adjourned by her attorney for her to return on 2/23/24, and she failed to appear. Then on October 31st, 2024, the warrant was canceled, and she's here again on a bench warrant. So she still has failed to complete the substance abuse evaluation.
Oh, Miss Lewis.
There's nothing going on. Every time I came to court, the officer was not there. And that was the last time we came to court. He was in jail. So all these, I did not receive any of the officers that received any of this.
Wait a minute. What are you talking about? The officer was not there.
That's when last time we were in court.
So what does that have to do with anything? The officer doesn't.
I didn't receive any of that. Like I didn't receive any of it.
Let me speak and I'll let you speak. All right. Don't interrupt me. What does it matter whether the officer is here or not? You pled guilty to this way back in, was that 2009?
Yes, I did. But the last court case, we was waiting on the officer to come. That's when I left the money there. I paid, and I was wondering what was going on. I'm not hiding from anything. This is 2024. I'm not hiding from 2009, Your Honor.
I'm not saying you're hiding. I'm trying to find out what's going on. You keep missing court dates.
I did not receive the documents or any of this. What she's stating, I did not receive it. I mean, I've been talking to several people, and I've been trying to resolve it. That's it. That's all.
Who's her lawyer? Who was her lawyer?
He was there yesterday.
What's his name?
I'm not sure he was with you yesterday when I stayed yesterday.
No, that was a house. That was the lawyer that's here every day.
I mean, not him that's here. He was here with him yesterday. I'm saying it incorrectly.
He was here yesterday.
Yes, I was here yesterday as well, waiting to have this resolved. And he has braids, dress.
No. That's not the lawyer that we're talking about. I don't know why we can't just close this out without improvement.
Because I thought I was done with it. They sent me $20 check back. I didn't get anything else since then. Because they kept the $480 or something to that nature.
No, you've not been doing what you're supposed to do. And it's been a long, no, listen, I told you I don't talk when I'm talking, and I don't really need to hear what you have to say. You have not been doing what you needed to do going way back to 2009, or else this case would have been closed out quite some time ago. Okay? Yeah, I don't know what was going on in your life back then to make you miss all of this stuff. But at this point, this has been 15 plus years ago. I don't have any other,
and then everything went everywhere. We talked about this, sir. I mean, we did.
And what did we say?
We had this whole discussion, and now you bring it.
All right. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close the matter out without improvement. There's no sense in. I don't see any other allegation of OWVIs in the last 15 years, at least not with the 36th District Court in the city of Detroit. I don't know if you've had any other ones, any other jurisdictions, but Ms. McCall, I don't know what more to do with this case.
Okay, Your Honor, no problem. We'll leave it to the discretion of the court. You're going to close without improvement?
I'm going to close it out without improvement. Ms. Lewis, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, it kind of seems like she did kind of get away with it. But she paid all the money. She just didn't take the class. Isn't that what they said that she didn't do? She never took the class. 2009. Yeah, but yeah, 15 years. They just dropped it. I don't know what without improvement and with improvement does. I don't understand the difference between the two. Does it just go on your record so the next time you get in trouble, they'll see that they closed it without improvement, which means you didn't do everything? I don't really understand that. Hopefully someone knows. All right, that is it for the night, guys. There's only about 30 seconds left of this clip. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Sparkle Poots, Yupper Sparkles. You guys are awesome. Big and thank you guys so much for the raid. If you guys haven't hit that like button already, please hit that like button. I already have us set up to raid. What's his name? The guy who's not as good as me. Lone Wolf. Yeah, his name's Lone Wolf. Make sure you tell him that I'm a way better streamer than him when you raid him. He loves hearing that. I hope you guys know that's a joke by now. I don't want you guys to think that we actually believe this, but we play into it and it's fun. So let's go say hi to Lone Wolf. Wish him a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys had a great day. I will be back tomorrow. I've already got my videos finished for tomorrow, actually. It's amazing what happens when you're sitting all day with no cord. You just get a lot done. So, yeah, I got 2 good ones to release tomorrow, and I'll be live again tomorrow night. So I will see you then. You guys are awesome. Be safe. Don't do anything dumb. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Have a safe and happy holiday season. And this is it. I'll put this behind you. Put this behind you.
Otto's getting good at this. Thank you, Otto, for the super sticker. I appreciate it. I'm looking out for you now. You're getting good at that little sneaky move. Legal Fiction, that used to be his move too. So I gotta get my skills back up to catching those really late super stickers and super chats.
Thank you, Your Honor, and have a great weekend, Your Honor, you and your staff.
You as well. Thank you. All right, Ms. Lewis, if there's nothing further, I would say, and happy holiday season, man.
Thank you.
Let's go back.